you lying sucker. And Lenny, let me tell you something. When I see you,
Some celebrities lose fame slowly. Others destroy everything in a single moment. One scandal, one recording, one courtroom, one decision that changed everything forever. Hollywood can turn ordinary people into untouchable legends. But the same spotlight that creates stars can also expose every secret hiding behind the fame. These actors and entertainers had everything: money, power, awards, loyal fans, and careers most people only dream about. But when the truth came out, the fall was brutal. From public meltdowns to criminal convictions, these are the stars who didn't just fall from Hollywood. They burned their own empires to the ground. No filters, no sympathy, just the shocking downfall of celebrities who lost everything. Harvey Weinstein. For decades, Harvey Weinstein was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. He wasn't just producing movies. He was controlling careers. Actors wanted his approval. Studios feared his influence. Award seasons often revolved around his decisions. If Weinstein supported a project, doors opened instantly. If he rejected you, opportunities disappeared. To the public, he looked untouchable. But behind the luxury, red carpets, and Oscar speeches, disturbing rumors had been quietly circulating for years. Then everything exploded. Multiple women came forward with serious accusations of misconduct and abuse of power. Investigations followed, and suddenly the man who once controlled Hollywood became the center of one of the biggest scandals in entertainment history. The industry turned on him overnight. Former allies disappeared. Studios cut ties. Projects were abandoned. His name became toxic. In 2020, Weinstein was convicted in New York and sentenced to decades in prison. Another conviction later followed in Los Angeles. The producer who once controlled Hollywood's biggest nights lost everything: his power, reputation, freedom, and legacy. Harvey Weinstein proved one brutal truth. Power can hide the truth for years, but when it finally collapses, it destroys everything around it. Kelly wasn't just a singer. He was an entire era of music. Hit after hit. Sold-out tours. Grammy Awards. Songs that defined a generation. For years, he dominated R&B and built an empire that looked impossible to touch. Fame protected him. Money protected him. Success kept the spotlight away from the accusations surrounding him. But eventually, the walls started collapsing. Long-time rumors turned into criminal investigations. Courtrooms replaced concert arenas. Prosecutors described years of manipulation, abuse, and control that completely shattered his public image. Then came the convictions. Kelly was sentenced to decades in prison, ending one of music's most dramatic downfalls. The fallout was immediate. Streaming platforms distanced themselves. Radio stations stopped playing his songs. Record labels disappeared. The music still exists, but the legacy was permanently damaged. Kelly's story is a reminder that talent can build fame, but it cannot erase consequences forever. O.J. Simpson, the trial that changed America. Before the controversy, O.J. Simpson was America's golden star. NFL legend. Actor. Commercial icon. He was charismatic, famous, and trusted by millions. Then came 1994. The police chase involving Simpson became one of the most watched events in television history. What followed was not just a trial, it became a national obsession. Every detail dominated the news. Every argument divided public opinion. The courtroom turned into entertainment, and the entire country watched in shock. When the verdict was announced, reactions split America in half. But even after the criminal trial ended, the controversy never truly disappeared. A later civil case held Simpson financially responsible, damaging both his wealth and reputation. Years later, another criminal case sent him to prison again, completing one of the most public falls from grace ever seen. O.J. Simpson didn't just lose his career. He lost the public's trust forever. Michael Richards, one moment that ended everything. Michael Richards became a comedy legend through his role as Kramer on Seinfeld. His energy, timing, and physical comedy made him unforgettable. Even after the show ended, reruns kept him famous around the world. Then one night changed everything. During a stand-up performance, Richards reacted angrily to audience members and launched into an offensive rant. Someone recorded the moment, and the video spread everywhere almost instantly. The backlash was massive. Apologies came quickly. Fellow comedians defended him. But the damage was already done. Hollywood moved on. Studios stopped calling. Comedy clubs lost interest. His career never truly recovered. One outburst erased decades of goodwill. Michael Richards learned the hard way that in Hollywood, one public moment can become your entire legacy. Scott Baio. Fame slowly fading away. Scott Baio was once one of television's biggest teen idols. Shows like Happy Days and Charles in Charge made him a familiar face in millions of homes. He had charm, popularity, and a career built for long-term success. But over time, the image changed. Public controversies, legal disputes, and polarizing statements slowly pulled attention away from his work and toward his personal life. Studios became cautious. Networks stopped taking risks on him. Unlike some celebrities who collapse overnight, Baio's downfall happened quietly. Hollywood simply stopped calling. And in the entertainment industry, silence can be worse than scandal. Scott Baio didn't lose fame in one dramatic moment. He slowly became irrelevant. Amanda Bynes, the child star Hollywood failed. Amanda Bynes was one of the funniest young stars of the 2000s. From Nickelodeon to hit comedy films, she seemed destined for a long Hollywood career. Audiences loved her energy, humor, and fearless personality. She looked unstoppable. But behind the scenes, things were falling apart. As she grew older, troubling headlines began replacing movie premieres. Legal issues, emotional struggles, erratic behavior, and public breakdowns became impossible to ignore. Projects disappeared. Studios backed away. Fans watched helplessly as one of Hollywood's brightest young stars unraveled in public. Later, Bynes openly discussed her struggles with mental health and substance abuse. Her story feels different from the others. It wasn't about ego or power. It was about a young star collapsing under pressure while the entire world watched. Amanda Bynes didn't lose her talent. She lost the support system she desperately needed. Terrence Howard, the star who pushed Hollywood away. Terrence Howard had everything needed to become a major Hollywood superstar. He earned critical praise, powerful roles, and even helped launch the Marvel Universe through Iron Man. But behind the scenes, problems were growing. Contract disputes and conflicts with the studio eventually led Marvel to replace him with Don Cheadle. That decision changed everything. Howard publicly criticized the situation, and over time, more controversies and difficult working relationships damaged his reputation inside the industry. Even though shows like Empire briefly revived his career, the momentum never fully returned. Hollywood began viewing him as unpredictable rather than valuable. Terrence Howard didn't disappear because of a lack of talent. He disappeared because the industry no longer wanted the risk. Chevy Chase, the comedy legend nobody wanted to work with. Chevy Chase was once one of the biggest comedy stars in America. From Saturday Night Live to National Lampoon's Vacation, he helped define comedy for an entire generation. Audiences loved him. Hollywood kept giving him opportunities. But behind the scenes, stories about conflicts, ego, and difficult behavior followed him for years. Co-stars complained. Writers clashed with him. Public disputes damaged his reputation more and more over time. Eventually, Hollywood stopped seeing him as a comedy icon and started seeing him as someone too difficult to work with. The industry didn't publicly destroy Chevy Chase. It simply stopped inviting him back. And in Hollywood, being forgotten can be worse than being hated. At the end of the day, fame is one of the most dangerous addictions in the world. Hollywood can make people feel untouchable until reality finally catches up. Some of these stars were destroyed by scandals. Others by ego, others by pressure, addiction, or their own choices. But every story proves the same thing. No career is too big to collapse. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about the rise and fall of Hollywood's biggest celebrities.